The hamster wheel is not motorized. Busting 22 myths that seemingly restrain us from being fully alive. Written and narrated by Benjamin Ramakrishna. Preface. The best way to get out of something is to realize you were never in it. Paul Hederman. Imagine you are dreaming, and in the dream you are cheating on your boyfriend or girlfriend, which leaves a very unpleasant aftertaste. You feel extremely guilty and cannot comprehend how you could have done what you did to someone who really means something to you. You are immensely worried and confused about whether you should tell your boyfriend or girlfriend, and whether he or she would find out about it. You are becoming more and more worried and hopeless, and do not see any way out of this difficult situation. Suddenly, you wake up realizing that all of it was just a dream. What seemed to be an unbearable problem during the dream, from the perspective of the person in the dream, which you identified with, and hence felt as real as it can get for you, no longer represents a dilemma for you in the waking state. It is not only that the problem disappeared, but also that it never even existed in the first place. You did not solve the situation by using a conventional method such as finding a compromise, going to therapy, or learning how to think positively, but by realizing you were never the person in the dream. As soon as the identification dropped, the problem was gone. The person in the dream would have never been able to solve this issue with the same quality as you did by waking up, neither through any method nor any meditation practice. At best, you could have slightly improved the situation or learned how to cope with it, but it would have always been a burden in your life in some way or another. You cannot truly sort out an issue by looking at it from the same perspective that caused it initially. Put differently, the problem was not derived from cheating on your boyfriend or girlfriend, but from identifying with something that is different from your true nature, that is, the dream-constructed person. This dream analogy points out that, in everyday life, the vast majority of us are disoriented and seemingly lost because we have forgotten that we are not in the dream, but the one dreaming. It is essential to understand that we can only seemingly be in the dream, but never in actuality. While to the person in the dream, everything within it appears to be real, it can never be real to the one who is awake. I was seemingly stuck in the dream for a long time myself, without even having the slightest idea of its mechanism. I was so immersed in the dream, trying to look for long-lasting remedy, always banging my head against a brick wall, not seeing who or what we are is never to be found within the dream. Although so-called personal development or self-improvement methods can have a positive effect on us, they require effort, discipline, and repetition, and their efficacy is very limited because they work within the dream. They mainly numb or reposition symptoms, but do not enable us to see our true identity. Instead, they even reinforce the seeming reality of the dream by keeping us within that very realm. We can only find a long-lasting cure-all for the events happening in the dream when being awake. As the person within the dream, we can never understand how it feels to be awake. This book is an invitation to be open-minded to the possibility that we may not be who we think we are. Life does not have to be an ongoing struggle for survival or a fight for acceptance and love. It is possible to live a light-hearted life and be successful without having to worry or be greedy. Life is very simple. No matter what happens, it is always enough to be ourselves. Therefore, this book is not about learning yet another method or set of beliefs, but about challenging the status quo and discovering together whether it is possible to be completely free, and not just a little. While we may experience a temporary relief when trying to be free as the person within the dream,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?